Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Rants About Tech Live, number 211. Is it number 211? Or are we at 212? Is it 212 or 2? I think it's 211. I think we're at 211 today. For this Friday, November 21st, I'm your host, Rod, here with some of my really good friends in the chat. I really appreciate you guys for being here. The question is up. Why, chat? I'm trying new features. Forgive me if I mess something up here. This is Rants About Tech, where we talk about today's tech news, talk about today's eInk news, and we talk about some rando stuff as well. So if you like that kind of stuff, consider joining the chat crew here. Consider giving me a like and subscribing if you want to see more content. Oh, it's a bad hair day today. It's a bad hair day today, chat. I got curls that are not. Get back in place, curl. You get back in place. We're going to talk about a couple things here today. We got eInk devices that are out. They're not really tablets or note takers like we normally talk about, but they're eInk devices nonetheless. We're going to talk about those. Chrome gets vertical tabs. You got vertical tabs on Chrome. And we got a new accessory for iPhones that are an accessibility accessory. You say accessibility accessory 10 times in a row, you're going to get tripped up. Sheen, thanks for saving me. So it is show number 212. I need a co-host to keep me on track to do I'll think about it. We're going to think about it. Thanks, Sheen. I really appreciate you keeping me on track. And thank you for the super chat too. Let's go ahead and end this Q&A because I was just testing it out, but it's ruining my whole flow here. Can I end it? Can we end the Q&A? Oh, confirm. Okay, can I go back? All right, now the chat's back. That was the weirdest thing. You do a Q&A, the chat goes away. But thank you, eInk. I appreciate that. Let's get the air horns going for eInk here. That's greatly appreciated there. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get into the holidays like we always do at the top of the show. Today's holidays, World Television Day. We only picked 3. There's tons of them. There's tons of holidays every day about all kinds of random stuff. We only do 3 here, so let's talk about them. First one's going to be World Television Day. Who watches TV still? You may be watching your TV, but it's streaming. You're streaming YouTube on the TV. I know it. I know you are. International Stand Up to Bullying Day. I remember, just a quick story, quick side note. I need memory lane music. Do I have sentimental background music? Okay. Bam. Can we get it lower? Okay, sentimental background music playing. Now, just story time. I remember being a kid in like elementary school. Now, I'm not going to, I can handle myself today, but when I was a kid, I got bullied and beat up all the time. I was the weird kid, the black sheep of the family, and then I was just weird. People didn't act like me in the South, so you see where this is going. I got beat up all the time. My cousin Chris would have to save me. Every day I'd be getting bullied and we're going to kick your butt. I'll be running across the playground. I don't know why. Kids did not like me. Anyway, my cousin would have to take up for me all the time. I remember this one instance. My cousin, these dudes would bully me. 2 guys. Just bullying me. I don't know what I was doing, what I did to these guys that deserved the bullying. But I did something. So I got to the playground and those guys were just, they were just... I would say it was a fight, but there was no fight. I was just getting beat up. Now, my cousin got wind of this, came over. Man, it was 2 kids. Picked up one kid, threw him over the monkey bars. The dude's falling like a rag doll through the monkey bars. It was a great sight. Why did I tell that story? It was a bullying story. Let's move on. National Stuffing Day. I put this on the list because I'm like, why isn't Thanksgiving National Stuffing Day? It could be Thanksgiving and National Stuffing Day at the same time. We can do both. Apparently not, because it's only National Stuffing Day. Let's go to the chat real quick before we go on to the randos here. New segment idea, memory time. Oh boy. All going down memory lane. That's a good, I might start telling some stories at the top of the show. How many people did I lose with that story? 3. Okay, probably not. I probably shouldn't start the show off with a story. Let's move on. Rando news, Rebecca Heineman. I'm not sure if you guys know who Rebecca Heineman is, but RIP Rebecca Heineman. Rebecca Heineman is the person who co-founded Interplay, the video gaming development company. And she was a video game developer in her own right as well. So shout out to her. She made a lot of good games and probably greenlit a lot of games I played in my youth. So shout out to Rebecca Heineman, RIP to her. Bills got trampled last night. We won't even go into it on that. I don't know what's going on with the Bills. Like, we're the best team in the NFL. How come we're getting killed? I mean, the Texans we won't get in on it. They just got trampled. Walmart says everyone shops here. Now, everyone's shopping at Walmart. Listen, people are penny pinching. Jaden broke. Jaden's going to Walmart. No more Target. You know what I'm saying? No more Macy's. We're going straight to Walmart. So Walmart numbers have been increasing over the last year because even people on the higher end of the I make more money than you spectrum, they're even shopping at Walmart now. They're feeling the pressure. So Walmart profits are skyrocketing. Target, not so much. It's probably why they're trying to tell people to smile over there. All right, moving on. Let's go to the tech stories. Aaron said no Texan slander. Listen, I can't hate on the Texans. They dominated us. The Texans killed. They probably have the best defense in football. I'm not gonna hold you. You guys have the best team in football over there, Aaron, or best defense. Your offense, maybe not, but defense for sure. All right, let's move on to the tech stories. Airdrop is coming to an iPhone near you. This is an Airdrop. What is this? Oh, is this Airdrop? No, this isn't Airdrop either. How did I get all these crazy? There we go. I don't know where all those crazy stories came from. But the EU made Apple adopt new Wi-Fi standards, and now Android can support Airdrop. I didn't want to read that headline right off the gate. I had a spiel I'm just going to get to it. Thank you, EU. So, again, this is thank you to the EU. The EU is saving us on a whole bunch of situations. We enjoy all kinds of good Apple goodness because of the EU. Your Apple Watch, you will be able to use your Apple Watch with other phones, thanks to the EU. This is another thing right here. Thanks to the EU, we will get the ability to use AirDrop on Android phones. Let's talk about it. And thank you, EU, by the way. Matter of fact, let's get big. Thank you, European Union. You're the best. All right, now let's get to it. All right, Apple Wireless Link was a proprietary software that handles the Wi-Fi transfers for Apple. And the EU required Apple to adopt a more widely used standard that could be used by anybody. And this standard is called the Wi-Fi Aware standard. Google has added Android's Quick Share feature to support Apple's AirDrop, now that the EU has forced Apple to use a standard that everyone uses, which allows users of Apple devices to share files directly using a local peer-to-peer Wi-Fi connection. Apple devices with AirDrop enabled to set to everyone for 10 minutes mode will show up in the Quick Share device list just like another Android phone would. And Android devices that support the new Quick Share version will also show up in the AirDrop menu. I tried it this morning. It works. It's great. Google will only support this feature on the Pixel 10 series, at least to start. The company is looking forward to improving the experience and expanding it to more Android devices, but it didn't announce anything about a timeline or any hardware or software requirements. QuickShare also works with AirDrop devices working in the default contacts-only mode, though Google welcomes the opportunity to work with Apple to enable contacts-only mode in the future. Reading between the lines, though, this sounds like Apple and Google have had talks, and Apple was like, no, get out of here. Don't even try to do it, bro. As far as security goes, Google shared a little more information in a separate post about Quick Share's security for those security-minded people. Crediting Android's use of the memory-safe Rust programming language with making secure file sharing between platforms while making secure file sharing between platforms possible. So, you can do Android and iPhone AirDrops soon. Soon everybody would be able to. So this is cool. I don't want to AirDrop with Android. Well, too bad, Aaron. You elitist. Get your elitist butt out of here. Vertical tabs in Chrome. Let's get to that. So we got vertical tabs in Chrome, which is going to be very helpful to me. I can't show you. I could probably show. Can I show you my tabs? Let's see. Can I show you the Display? Oh, you see the display. You can't see the tabs though. Oh, never mind. Never mind. It just didn't work. All right, so I like this because I want tabs to be a little more manageable for me. I keep too many up at a time, and if I had them on the left side in a list down here, then it would be way more useful than the little bitty blips I get because I have 30 of them up there. You know what I'm talking about. Let's get to the details. Spotted by the folks over at Windows Report, you can now start using vertical tabs in Chrome if you're using the latest Canary version. You'll be able to switch to the vertical layout by right-clicking the horizontal tab bar. This will bring up a menu with an option to show tabs to the side. Similar to other browsers that offer vertical tabs, your tabs will be stacked on top of each other. At the top of the sidebar, you will be able to find search and the button to collapse or expand it. Meanwhile, tab groups and the plus button for adding new tabs can be found at the bottom of the bar. If you want to switch back to horizontal tabs, you can right-click the tab bar and select Show Tabs at the top, which we'll show some pictures of this right now. What do we got here? Oh, can we see this? Chat, this is not even a... Oh, this is not a good picture. This isn't even bigger than the one over here. Well, we can see the tabs over here. We can see that. There we go. We can see the tabs over here on the left side. So that's how it's going to look. That's a bad picture. We should have better pictures than this. Hey, but you can do it now. So for all those who keep 1,000 tabs open like me, you'll at least be able to see those tabs and maybe discern what the tab is about. Because right now I have no idea. All I see is the Wacom or the Wemicon, whatever that icon is on websites, that thing. I see those. Let's move on to the next story. Next up, we got Apple launches second limited time edition accessory in a month. Now, this is a new accessibility accessory. I like accessibility accessories for the iPhone. Let's get to this article to see what they're saying here. Apple has begun selling the Haikawa. We're going to try that one more time. Apple has begun selling the Haikawa phone grip and stand, a new limited edition iPhone accessory designed with accessibility in mind. Designed by LA-based Bailey Haikawa to celebrate the 40th anniversary of accessibility at Apple, the grip uses magnets to securely snap onto an iPhone with the MagSafe magnets. There we go. Apple says it can be removed with ease and doubles as a stand with two different viewing angles in both vertical and horizontal orientations. Inspired by modern sculptures, the Haikawa design processes involved direct input from individuals with disabilities, affecting muscle strength, dexterity, and hand control. The limited edition Haikawa phone grip and stand is available in two colors. A bold, high visibility chartreuse. What you know about that chartreuse? And recycled crater, which I'm assuming is this right here. Exclusive to Apple. The Haikawa phone grip and stand cost $69.95 and can be ordered from Apple's online store in the US. It's the second limited edition iPhone accessory Apple has released this month, following the high-end designer iPhone Pocket, or if like I like to call it, the iPhone Sock. Crossbody pouch starting at $149 and going up to $130. I think it was $130 or $230 or $230, something like $240, something like that. Yeah, another iPhone accessory there. CJ, how's it going? Thanks for joining. Let's go to the chat real quick. I don't want to airdrop. Yeah, we already got to that. I'm with Aaron on this one. Dr. Ling, you elitist. You and Aaron. Let me call you guys the elitists. The elitists. Seems like an odd looking desk accessory, says Dr. Ling. It looks weird, right? I'm not gonna hold you. I saw this and I was like, did someone just break off a piece of a statue and put a magnet on it? Because that doesn't look appealing at all. At all. But you know what the saving grace is? It was designed with help from people with disabilities. So at least it'll be super functional if it doesn't look very good. So there you go. There you go. All right, next thing we got up on the list is going to be talking about Steam. Now, this isn't a question. This isn't a news story. Maybe we should get to the news stories and then I'll ask the question after this. Yeah, let's. Oh no, this is no. We're gonna get to the news stories. All right, there we go. So last one we got here is, are PCs just gaming machines now? So This is a question I was contemplating yesterday and this morning. When I heard another podcast about the Steam machine, which I absolutely want, you guys. I can't tell you how much I want this thing. And by extension now, I want the Steam Deck. I want them both because I gotta have a companion device. Speaking of companion devices, thank you guys for joining me over on, not joining me, but it was good to see some of the chat crew over on Kit's live stream last night. So thank you guys for joining the Kit's live stream yesterday. And I just appreciate having a group of people that when I go to a live stream, I'm gonna see somebody I know and be able to instantly talk to. You guys do that for me. You guys do that for me. So I really appreciate you. Let's get the applause going for the chat crew joining live stream so I have people to talk to when I'm in weird places. I go to other people's live stream. I don't know what to do with my hands and stuff. Do you put them in your pockets? Do you just do this? Are you just hugging yourself? Like, what do you do when you're at other people's live stream? I don't know. I need you guys. So when I go to other live streams and I see you guys in there, I'm like, oh, whew. I know what to do with my hands now. Nothing. Just hang out with the chat crew. No one answered my Note Max question, says Dr. Ling. What was the Note Max question? Seems like an odd looking accessory. Definitely wouldn't carry that around with me. No. I mean, only reason you would carry this thing around with you. Hold on. Let's get this up here. The only reason you would carry this around with you if it's not attached to a phone is to knock people out with. That thing looks hard. It looks like if you hit somebody with it, they're out cold. Like that's like a secret pair of brass knuckles that only goes on one finger. And it's a rock. But, you know, whatever. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. What else we got up here? Yeah, it was great to see so much of the crew there. Absolutely. Always. It's always good to see you guys, especially when we have our own inside jokes that we can go somewhere and share our inside jokes and no one knows what we're talking about but us. Oh, it's a good time. It was a good time last night. I had fun. It's great. During the live stream, if adjustable refresh settings would help with ghosting. No, not with the Note Max. The Note Max, but you know what though? I will say this about Kit's live stream yesterday. I wanted to say this, but I didn't want to go too hard on his live stream. But I will say this: the problem with the Note Max is the same problem, and Kit hinted at this yesterday in his live stream. The problem with the Note Max is Carter 13. I've been saying since Carter 13 dropped, I've been saying it. I think Carter 13 has worse ghosting than Carter 1200 and Carter 1100. It may have better refreshing. They may do some other tricks, but who cares? The ghosting is worse on the Carter 13. And I've been saying that since the first Carter 13 device released. I can't remember what that device was. The first Carter 1300 device I had, I think might have been the Manta. It might have been the Manta. But regardless, I noticed when I got the Manta and the Viwoods that the ghosting was worse. It's Carter 1300 for sure. That's just one of the drawbacks. Carter 1300 is good at a lot of things, but ghosting it is not. For sure. And I don't think it's a Note Max thing. I think it's a Note Max is just the problem is just what word am I looking for, Chad? The problem is just more visible. It's I had a word in my head. I can't find it now, Chad. And this curl over here needs to get in line. The problem is just more evident on that bigger screen, I think. But Carter 1300 is just not as good as 12 or 11 for ghosting, in my opinion. But yeah, so that's what I wanted to say during Kit's live stream last night. Yeah, looking at you, Jay. Jay, what up? I know he's catching the replay at some point. All right, let's go to the next thing we got up here, which is going to be the tech quickies before we move on to the eInk news. So, quick stories I think you should know about we won't go into, but just a quick headline. Spotify allows playlist importing. So if you have a Spotify account, you can import playlists from other services into your Spotify account now. Yeah, very interesting stuff. Android Auto gets Gemini today. So if you have Android Auto, I've been talking about this for a while. I think Android Auto with Gemini is going to be like, it's going to be like your car assistant, because it's going to do, it's Android Auto, Gemini for Android Auto, but it's not just map stuff. It's everything you want to do with AI in your car. So I think this is exacerbated. Bam! eInk, you killed it. Exacerbated. That's the word I was looking for. Whew. I would have got done with the live stream today. Like, why is this? Something's bothering me? I don't know what. It would have been exacerbated. And it would have been exacerbated had I not found out what that word was. So thank you, eInk. Let's get the air horns going for eInk with exacerbated. You didn't think you was going to hear a word like that on today's show, did you? You did. I think that captures the sentiment. Absolutely. Okay, so what else we got here? Back to what I was talking about, Kit's live stream. So that was a good time last night. I really appreciated seeing people I know there. And Kit showed off some really good or brought up some really good topics last night. And Kit also hit on the fact that Kit hit the nail on the head when he made this statement. I was clapping. I was like, bravo, Kit. Bravo. So Kit was like, yeah, Car 1300s is bad at ghosting. I don't know how Viwoods got the best out of that display. And that's exactly what I would have said had I been on that live stream. I was like, yeah, Car 1300 sucks, but Viwoods got that thing to sing. And that's exactly what Kit said last night. How Viwoods got Car 1300 to sing when no one else can is beyond me, but they did some serious work on that Car 1300 to get it look as good as it does on their device. And the ghosting doesn't seem to be as bad. Now, they did a lot of work. They did a good job. Is Supernote handling the ghosting better on their Car 1300? No, they're not. The ghosting is as bad on the Remarkable as anything else. The Remarkable doesn't do, not the Remarkable, but the Manta Car 1300 screen is bad at ghosting too. I did a few lives actually when I noticed that back when I first got the devices. I noticed it, came on live, and we did some demonstrations on live about that. I may have to do a video to kind of reiterate that. The auto refresh setting helps in my experience. Yeah, after a certain time having a refresh, you can go into the settings on Boox devices too and set the refresh to happen after a certain amount of presses. So if you press a button, that's one press. You swipe to change the page, that's another press. You press the home button, that's another press. So after a certain amount of presses, it'll do a refresh. You can set it to be a time. After a certain amount of time, it'll refresh. You can set the auto refresh to be after a certain amount of clicks, it'll refresh. You can set the auto refresh to be after a certain amount of page turns. So there's lots of options in the eInkj tool set for you to get the refresh how you want it to be something that you're okay with. Yeah, so... But the thing is, you got to go into the settings. You got to learn what those settings are because they're not properly labeled and they're not descriptive enough to tell you exactly what they do. So you kind of have to go and play with them, trial and error those things. Now, if you go to my video on the channel where I'm doing the eInkj Center, if you go to the eInkj Center video, and I have it laid out in chapters or whatever, if you go to the refresh section of that video, I explain all of that. Though those options look a little bit different in the new eInkj Center area, and the graphics are a little bit different for them, they act and respond exactly the same. So just a little heads up for you guys. My refresh is set to after 20 strokes. There you go. Yeah, I think I have mine set to 10. Funny how these Supernote users never bring this up. Yeah, the ghosting on that Car 1300 on the Manta is not good. Like it's as bad as what people are seeing on the Note Max. Although, like she just said, it's exacerbated on the Note Max because it's so big. But the Manta suffers from the same thing. The refresh settings are not hard to find. Yeah, but learning what they do are kind of they're actually, I'm lying. They are hard to find. First, and secondly, they're not labeled very well, Aaron. In my opinion, like something like that, and I get it. Something like that would have to be buried in the settings a bit because who's really going to go and try to? Very few people are going to go into the settings and try to find the auto refresh settings, right? But good stuff. What else we got on the eInkj front here today? Steam Machine eInkj panels, but let's go to Steam machines, period, because I wanted to talk about the Steam machine here, and how I thought why do I still want a PC if the Steam machine is around, right? That does and plays all the games I would want to play, less problems. I want to say I'd have less problems with viruses and things too, because, you know, security by obscurity kind of thing. Yeah. I'm like, that machine back there costs so much money, and I only use it to play video games on and do some light browsing. But I don't need it to browse on. I could go to my MacBook. But yeah, I'm just thinking about it. Like, anyone else out there have a PC that they're just using for gaming? Like, you haven't used your PC for any work-related stuff. Granted, you'd have to have a Mac or something else right on hand. But I think most people who are doing work these days have Macs. And on top of that, if you're doing work these days, you can get a Mac for a reasonable price that is way better than anything you can get PC-wise. I mean, when you talk about those M-series chips, like, there is no answer on the PC side for those M-series chips, especially that M5. You get a new MacBook, you get a new Mac period these days. You get that M5 chip in there. There's nothing the PC market can do for you with that chip in it. There's no competition for it in the PC side. So it almost makes no sense to buy a PC for work these days if you're buying one for work. But gaming, like, am I the only one? Sheen says, it just means learning Linux. Yeah, that's a good point. But I don't think you even have to deal with Linux if you get the Steam machine. It's running Linux, right? But you never have to really interact with Linux. It's going to be heavily skinned, right? But if I was just changing my PC into a Linux box, yeah, I'd have to learn Linux. But I'm familiar with Linux already. I used to deal with Red Hat Linux a while back, Ubuntu as well. So I wouldn't say I'm a Linux veteran, but I've got pretty extensive like use with Linux. Back in the day, I used to run a technology shop, right? And when I was repairing PCs for people, I would instantly say, okay, if they were running Windows, because a lot of times let me get big. A lot of times people have these older PCs, and those are the people who are bringing the PCs to get repaired, right? They got these older PCs that's having a problem, and they want someone to take a look at it and get it working again for them. 99% of the time, people that were bringing in these systems, you know, were older systems, and either they didn't have an updated version of Windows, like they weren't getting security updates and nothing like that, or some things they were trying to do, like they would need a new version of Windows to run software that they want to run. And I'm like, okay, what are you doing with this? Are you just surfing the internet? Are you just using going through email and like you're not editing video, right? You're not doing any like picture editing or anything like that. You're not like video gaming on this thing, right? And 99% of the time, people are just using their computers to surf the internet and email and, just document creation. Half of the people whose computer I would take a look at and they had a software problem, like if the Windows was just out of date, they couldn't afford to update to the new Windows or something like that, I would be like, listen, I'm going to, for free, put something on your computer, and they don't care what it is. As long as you show them how to get to the browser, as long as you show them how to get to their email client, they don't care, and they can get to the email client from the browser. I turned most people's computers into Linux boxes because all they needed was a browser. You know what I'm saying? And Linux was free. But in order for update Windows for these people, I would have to charge them more money. And so in order to not do that, because I was trying to run a pretty like cheap service, like people can come in who wouldn't normally be able to get their computer fixed, could get it fixed, by me. And it worked for a while. But Linux is something I put on people's machines for a myriad of reasons. Never had one person come back and complain about having a problem with it. They didn't understand it. They didn't like it. Not one. And I'm talking about hundreds of people. So yeah, people just want to know where the internet is. That's it. People just want to know where the internet is. Once you show them where the internet is, it doesn't matter how they got there. They know what they're doing when they're there, right? So that's the thing. What else we got here? All right, now we can get to the eInk stuff. So I do want a Steam machine, and I'm really obsessing over it. And one thing I'm obsessing over because of the Steam machine is this eInk panel right here. So I showed this already where you can get an eInk panel made for your Steam machine. Can we blow this up a bit? There we go. You see the eInk panel right there. It's just magnetically attached. There are companies making these panels. Accessory maker JSOX. Okay. They're one company who's making these things, and we have another company. This is the same article about JSOX. So they're the company who's making them. I think this is very interesting. Valve has made their own to put on their machine, but once someone saw Valve make theirs, they thought, okay, I can make some for the rest of the world. Yeah, super interesting, and I do want that when I get my Steam machine. I will be getting me a Steam machine. I don't care what has to happen. And if I do get a Steam machine, I'm thinking, do I get rid of my PC back here? You know, it's literally $4,000. It kind of sits there. I use it maybe twice a week. I'm selling it. I'm getting you, and I can throw the Steam machine on the living room TV. Okay, yeah, that made it up. I'm getting a Steam machine. I'm getting a Steam machine. That's it. All right, what else we got here for the eInk tech? All right, so another thing for a little bit of eInk news we got here is eInk settings that you should change. Now, I thought this was interesting because I have my own list of eInk settings I think everyone should change on their eInk tablets when they get them, right? One of those things being refresh rate. Another one of those things being if you got color, go in and handle your color settings, right? Yeah, an easy way to refresh is probably the biggest thing. So let's go ahead and take a look at these settings. Adjust page refresh settings. So just like we got done just talking about just now, a lot of people in the chat do refresh. Actually, you know what? Let's do a poll. Let's see how many people in the chat do you use the refresh settings on your eInk device. Whoop. There we go. All right. So, do you use the settings, the refresh settings on your eInk devices? That's the poll we got going on today, just to see what people say. So, the top thing this article says you should do is adjust your refresh settings, and I think that's probably the number one thing you should do. But I would take that even further and say, not only should you adjust your refresh settings, you should also find out how you can handle a quick refresh shortcut. Find out your refresh shortcut. Find out how to make it into a gesture like I do on the Boox products. Find out how you can find it in the quick settings, right? Do that. Make a shortcut to refreshing so you can quickly refresh whenever you need to, and you don't have to back out of what you're doing to refresh something. You know what I mean? That's the worst. So that's one of the first things I do. Adjust my refresh settings. Matter of fact, I don't even adjust the refresh settings. I just shortcut me the refresh button. Where's the refresh button? Okay, can I make a shortcut that's intuitive that I can get to in one click without having to leave the app I'm in? Can I do that? Good. We're doing it. So yeah, adjust refresh settings is the number one thing. Set a longer sleep timer. You know what? This isn't a bad list. That would have been number 2 on my list if I was making a list too. Set a longer sleep timer. As a matter of fact, I'm going to extend that and say, not only should you go in there and set a longer sleep timer because it's eInk. Who cares? Your battery's going to last for weeks anyway. So yeah, set a longer sleep timer is the thing, and it's not using any power if it's not changing screens, or very little, if any, power. Is it using if it's not changing screens? If you got a static image on your eInk device, there's no need to put it to sleep. It's already sleep. It's sleep already. What we got in chat? Laughs at remarkable. Oh yeah. What are the best settings for color on the Note Air 4C? I have those. I have those settings. I'll put that up somewhere. You know what I should do? I should make that into an article. Because I wrote it out and didn't do the video because Onyx changed their eInk Center. They change it so often. They change where the settings are so often. They change the labeling of them. And so if you're trying to make a comprehensive settings video for Onyx, Boox devices, you're going to be changing it every 2 weeks. And I know YouTube creators don't mind making a new video for something that they've already made 2 weeks ago. I mind that though. I don't want to remake a video. Like I like to create evergreen content. I like to create content that's going to be around for a while. And I think I've done a pretty good job of that thus far. Because people are still enjoying videos I put out a year ago. And I get comments on, videos that's been out over a year. So it's good content that lasts a while, right? And if you're making a video about Onyx settings, it's gonna be valid for 2 weeks. and then you're gonna be disseminating old information to people, which is another thing I don't like about doing videos like that, because that old information just kind of sits around and lingers there unless you update it and delete the old one. But then you're minus a video, right? I like evergreen content that stays around for a little while, and that's the only reason I didn't put that video out. But I should put it out in article form because I can always go and update an article, right? You can't update a video, so maybe that's what I'll do for things I want to make a video of that I feel like it's going to be out of date before I can put the video out, or out of date shortly after I put the video out. In the case of Onyx settings, I'll do an article because I can update that relatively quickly and easily. And people kind of expect articles to be updated. We've been trained as a society for updates to articles to update over time. So, Alex says, the older you get, the less gaming you do. Really, to be honest with you. I find myself only playing indie games, perfect for the Steam machine. Yeah, same here, Alex. The older I get, and you know what's so funny about me and gaming is that there were I'm gonna say something I never thought I would say, but there was a time in my life to where I had friends, right? Who were like, "Yeah, dude, I stopped playing that game last year. I just don't have the time anymore." And I'm thinking, dude, it's a video game. How do you not have time for a video game? Like you're just playing a game. It's not that time intensive. And then now I'm like almost 50, and I'm thinking, I don't have a lot of time for video games. I have to struggle to make the time to play video games because that's a part of me I don't want to lose because of getting older. But you're right. You are absolutely right, Alex. It's something that you just don't do as much as you get older. I'm just trying to hold on to that last bit of gaming pleasure for as long as I can. So I get about 2 days of good gaming in for about an hour, 2 hours at a time. You know what I mean? It's a good time. It ain't worth $4,000 though. It ain't worth $4,000 sitting there. I'd rather have a CNC machine sitting there that's worth $4,000 than a PC that I'm using twice a week. You know what I mean? That's probably where I'm going with that. Okay. What else we got here? Settings you should change. All right. So longer sleep mode. So I would also go as far as to say this, along with it, making your sleep timer longer because it's eInk. Who cares? I would also say turn on transparent screensaver. So when you do put your device to sleep, it looked like it's just sitting there because the last thing you had up is still up, and you can just look over at the data if you need to look at it. If you don't need to interact with it, you never have to even push the power button, right? It's still there. So I would say transparent screensaver along with extending the sleep timer would be the second thing I would do for sure. What else we got? What's the third thing? Set a warmer color temperature. Who cares about the color temperature? Turn on airplane mode. No, because you won't get the updates, and I need to get my updates when they happen. So don't turn on And plus people who are using the internet on their devices down. Why would you want airplane mode on? Stop playing. Just do what you should do. Do your notification management. You know what I'm saying? Don't put apps on there you're gonna get notifications from. If you don't want notifications, that's the way you do that. Go into the chat. A good portable is for us that don't have a lot of gaming time anymore. Can pick up and play when or whatever, or any Thor is in the States. My Annie Thor is in the States. That's why I want the Steam Deck. Not Deck. Steam Deck. That's why I want the combo, the tandem. I want the Steam machine for in here. I want the Steam Deck for on the go and for in the living room, because like you can plug a Steam Deck up to the living room TV as well, right? So, yeah, I gotta have that. That's a combo I gotta have, you guys. I gotta have it. Where all my Steam Deck users at? Okay, so do you refresh settings on your eInk device? So the poll right now, We got 7 votes. 83% says yes. Wow. So we got a crew full of power users. Then it seems like. I mean, I probably knew that already. I didn't have to put up a poll to know that. But that's interesting. I would not have thought that the number would have been that high. I definitely would not have thought the number would have been high. But good on you guys. Good on you guys. We got very discerning technology gurus in the chat. Let's get the applause going for discerning tech gurus in the chat. This is the smartest chat in eInk right here. I'm not in a smarter Discord. So the Rants About Tech Discord, link in the description if you want to join that. It's probably the smartest Discord I'm in too. The Rock says Steam Deck is ginormous. Hard to play on the go, where there are some smaller portable. And that's another question I wanted to ask too. Are there alternatives to the Steam Deck and Steam Machine that you guys know of that you can push me in the right direction? Because I don't know of any. But I know I want to get rid of that hunking thing right there. I mean, it's cool. It's got LED lights. I mean, it took me a long time to build that machine. I handpicked every component in there. I handpicked, built it myself, put it together myself. There's some joy in that. There is some joy in that, but it's just sitting there now. If I was playing it every day, if I was a video game streamer, you know what? I might start streaming video games for the 2 days a week that I play. Like I might just stream for a couple of hours during those times. That would be fun. But if I was a streamer who streamed every day video gaming, then it would be different. Love my Steam Deck. Lets you mod your games. Ooh, that's interesting. I know Asus has a small handheld PC gaming thing that you can put Steam on, right? I think Steam licensed out their Steam machine or Steam. Did they license out the Steam Deck designs? Because I know other companies are making Steam type of small handhelds, right? I just don't know. I know Asus has one, but that's it. That's the only company I know. So anyway, what else we got here? The fourth thing on the list, set a passcode. All right, that's good. Now, that's not a bad list. These 2 things right here, turn on airplane mode and set a warm color temperature. I could do without those. But set a passcode, refresh settings, change those, and longer sleep timer. Yeah, 100%. 100%. The first things I do when I get an eInk device. Yep, Android portables are smaller and can run Game Hub for smaller Steam games. Examples, ANY Thor. Oh, so that was a gaming machine there. I didn't know what that was. Someone said that in the chat earlier. I was like, what is that? Odin, Retroid Pack. Whoa. All right, listen. The Rock, I want something that's plug and play, bro. If it ain't plug and play, if I have to do anything to it, if I got to jailbreak anything, if I got to plug it up to my computer and do any command line, I don't want it. Listen, who said that as you get older, you game less? Who said that? Alex, you know what else happens as I got older? My ability to want to rig stuff. My want to rig things were at an all-time high in my late teens, early 20s, even into my 30s. Jailbreaking, scripting, you know what I'm saying? All of that. Just doing things to make things do what I wanted them to do, even though they weren't designed to do that thing. I was with that when I was younger. In my old age, I just want things to work, bruh. I just want things to work. I don't want to do any rigging. I don't want to rig nothing. You know what I'm saying? White version owner here, Steam Deck. Ooh, right now it's not worth building a PC. The RAM prices are diabolical. Not only are the RAM prices diabolical, GPU costs are diabolical right now because of this. The AI that's happening right now is inflating the price of every GPU you can get your hands on. This reminds me of what happened when Bitcoin mining was huge in the late 2000s. It was so hard to find. No. Early 2010s. It was so hard to find a video game graphics card that didn't cost you over $1,000, no matter what the original price was, because these freaking Bitcoin miners were going nuts. buying up everything, starting farms all over the place. Like, I did my fair share of Bitcoin mining. I had a Bitcoin locker. It's probably got $10,000 worth of Bitcoin. I can't get to it because I don't know what the password is. Bitcoin got big after I just entirely wiped it off the face of my planet. Like in my orbit, Bitcoin didn't even exist after a while. 10 years after that, Bitcoin explodes. Like, only if my memory was better. Only if I had a passcode locker. The the ROG, yeah, I've heard of that. I run that. I've heard of that. I haven't seen it though, but I did hear about it. The Steam Deck experience is hardly a plug and play. Hope you like Linux. Well, I'm okay with Linux, but it's got to be more plug and play than me rigging someone's third party thing to connect to Steam and connect to. I'm assuming the Steam Deck is going to automatically connect to Steam, and I can just start downloading games. If it doesn't work like that, then I don't want the Steam Deck either. Like, I don't want nothing. I got a jury rig. I don't want jury rig nothing. I don't want to program nothing. I don't want to jailbreak nothing. I don't want to code nothing. I don't want to see a command line. Nothing. None of that. If I have to do any of that with a Steam machine or a Steam Deck, I would not be buying it. The plug and play the plug and play ability is one of the reasons I would buy this. If I could just plug it up to my monitor and just start playing, I ain't got to worry about viruses. I ain't got to worry about the download. I ain't got to worry about drivers. I don't have to worry about like updating someone's thing or the anti-cheat not working. So now I got to go into the command line, into the directory and put in a line of code. I don't want to do that. Like, just make it easy for me. And if the Steam Deck and the Steam machine is not going to make it easy for me, then I don't want it. I'll stick with my PC. If I gotta treat the Steam machine like a PC, I might as well just keep my PC. I might as well just keep it. How many people does this? Okay, here we go. What else we got here, you guys? Next on the list for eInk news, we got first look at review of the Nordic eInk calendar. I only put this on here because I'm like, oh, it's an eInk calendar. It looks like crap. I don't know why I would want this over my terminal. You know what I mean? Like, my terminal can get a widget that would do this. Like, why do I need a dedicated? But I figured we should talk about it. And it's from good eReader, so you know what? We're moving on. Here we go. eInk dictionary. Matter of fact, let's go back. I'm not gonna do that. We'll talk about the specs of this piece of trash right here. The Nordic. That's the first thing. My first problem I have with this is not Nordic. It's Nartek. I'll tick you. eInk calendar features a 6-inch eInk display with a 1024 by 758 resolution, a 3,200 milliamp hour battery, and a Type-C charging port. Key specifications include a capacitive touchscreen, built-in high-precision temperature and humidity sensors. Now we talking. Okay, if it's got built-in sensors, we're good to go. And Wi-Fi connectivity. The dimensions are 159 millimeters by 116 millimeters by 10.8 millimeters thin. All right, so sensors. Okay, that makes a difference. I can deal with the sensors. The Rock says, you're describing a Switch 2. I have the Switch. Not the 2, though. I got the original Switch. There's nothing on the Switch 2 I need right now. eInk calendars are this week's LCD photo frames. Yeah. But it has the sensors, though. It was like calendar. I'm like, why? But it's got sensors. So that how the sensors help with a calendar, it doesn't. But it has sensors. So I guess it's something. I feel like because it's from good eReader, this should be avoided. And honestly, that's what I was going to do. As soon as I saw it's from good eReader, I'm like, they just don't know how to write articles very well. Like, you know what I mean? Like, now I have no beef with good eReader, none at all. Like, a lot of people have really good reasons not to like good eReader. I don't have any reasons not to like good eReader, other than one. They write the most garbageous articles on the planet. Their articles are so trash. Like, it's worse than AI slop. Like I started reading their articles because I'm like, oh, they're talking about something interesting. Oh, but it's good eReader. Oh my God, I do not feel like trudging through this article, listening to. I don't know who formulates sentences for these guys, but they need to learn something. Send them. I get it. Maybe the culture is different in Canada than it is in America with writing articles, but I read tons of Canadian like camera reviewers articles, and they ain't this trash. So it can't be cultural. It can't be cultural. Even that's what I want to say. Canadians can write good articles. Good eReader. Why can't you write good articles? All right, moving on. We'll move on. This is a site I like looking at right here. Okay, Yanko Design. These are designs that are never going to ever see the light of day from companies who they specialize in vaporware. They specialize in designing something and say, oh, I like the way this looks. I just want to write it and draw it. They're professional artists, okay? They're professional digital artists at Yanko Design. They never, ever intend on putting any of this out. They just design. And then they say, if someone sees this and it inspires them to make it, go right ahead and you make it. Kind of like what I do on YouTube. I just give out really good information and ideas. And you do what you want, world. You do with what you want. Anyway, let's talk about the details of this thing here. The eInk vocabulary card, the E2, as they're calling it, is one of those tools, a chewing gum-sized eInk vocabulary device aimed at students but usable by anyone learning a new language. It appears with a phone via Bluetooth to pull in study material and memory modes from an app. Then lets you review words on a 2.7-inch eInk screen that's going to kill your eyes after 20 seconds without opening your phone. It's small enough to live in a pocket, yet designed to feel like a dedicated learning tool. I don't know, Chad. The eInk vocabulary card E2 is one of those tools. Okay, wow. Why did I put that twice? We'll get rid of that. Now, let's look at the other pictures here. You know what I like about this? There's one thing I like about this. That along with their computer-generated mock-ups they got here, that, again, this thing will never see the light of day, they actually got little CGI hands. They ain't real people. They're just like, they're like cartoon people who are used. I love this. Like if you're gonna make a CGI design, at least make it obvious that you are making something that's not out yet. This is just a CGI design. And it's got CGI people using it, so there's no mistaking that this is not out yet. That this is just a prototype. I love that. I saw that and I was like, oh, this is great. This is great. It's a Matchbox. Okay, we'll move on. What else we got here, Chad? I think that's it. We have some Reddit. Let's hit some Reddit up real quick before we get out of here. Super homepage. Now, I thought about doing this with the Supernote at one point. Oh boy, let's hit the chat before we do that. Their videos are also strange to say the least. All right, let's get back to the Good eReader thing. Good eReader videos are okay in my opinion. All right, you know what? I'm going to say something that's probably going to get me in trouble here, but let's do it. You know what Good eReader and this other channel reminds me of they do the same thing. It's weird. Anyway, when I watch a Good eReader video and when I watch a morning coach video, I instantly feel anxious. I don't know. It feels like they turn the camera on, and this isn't a dig. This isn't a knock. I'm just letting you guys know how I feel. I'm sure people got tons of things to say about my video, and guess what? I will agree with everyone's critique of my videos. Okay, I will just sight unseen, unheard. I'll agree with everything. Okay, now watching those videos makes me feel like anxious. And this is why I feel anxious. It feels like both of those channels walked into their studio and was like, okay, I got 10 minutes to make a video. It's like they walk in and they're like, okay, I got 10 minutes. Okay, I'm a busy person. I'm a busy man. I got 10 minutes to make this video. Let's make it happen. And then they turn the camera on, they get on, and they're rushing through these things, and they're talking super fast, and they're, oh yeah, so yeah, I got this thing here. It's all right. Yeah, and then okay, thank you guys. Bye. That's the vibe. And then I'm watching it, feeling all anxious, like, oh yeah, what's going on? I gotta do this. Oh. Calm down. Take more than 10 minutes to make your video. That way you don't look rushed. You don't feel rushed. And then the audience don't feel anxious watching. Dr. Ling says, I get the ick from those channels. Yeah. Oh, the morning coach hive will be coming for you. I know. That's why I said. I know. And then he spells it morning. Yeah. But you know what though? It's all in good fun. Like I feel no way about somebody talking about my channel. Like damn, his forehead is big. His videos are overproduced. These are all critiques that I've heard about my videos, and I'm okay with that. I applaud critiques. People are like, your videos are too overproduced, bro. You don't need music in them. I'm like, oh, thank you. I appreciate that. You have a great day. That rollout exit was exactly right. Absolutely. Yeah, high strung. There we go. Yes, super high strung, right? Like just, I'm like, hey, bro, do you need to smoke a joint? Because you need to calm down a little bit. Have a drink or something, bro. All right, I'm done. You know what? I have nothing against either of those channels. Like I said, I do have something against Good eReader for doing crap articles, but I have nothing against the Morning Coach. Morning Coach is actually a subscriber to the channel. He's cool. I gist, and it's all in good fun. All right, moving on. What else we got here? Let's go on to some some Reddit stuff before I actually get myself in trouble. Super homepage. Yeah, anyone thought about doing this for their homepage? So I got on Reddit and I saw someone made a custom homepage linking pictures to different parts of their notebooks and stuff like that. I've considered doing that, and I think it's a really good idea. I just haven't gotten around to it yet, but yeah. But you know what I did start doing with this feature though? I started building out a new website. I got a new website coming, you guys, called Pixel Orange. Stay tuned. It's Pixel-Orange. There was some idiot who took Pixel Orange. They didn't make a company. I got the company name. So they don't have the company. They don't have any products, or they don't have a website or nothing. They took it and made it a web host portal. I'm like, you took a perfectly good name like Pixel Orange and made it a web host portal? Like, I hate you. Like, why, dude? Anyway, I started building the Pixel Orange website using the Nomad and the linking capabilities. So what I did was I mock up how I want the page to look, and then I draw all the elements on that page, and then I have the elements linking to different pages, and then I go to that page and create the store, and then I go and create the page for the nibs, things like that. It's been super helpful. If you're creating a website, like doing it that way, oh my God, because it's a functional, you're basically creating a website on your tablet, right? It's so cool. It's so cool, and I love it. Wow, I just typed a part number in the chat because I'm multitasking at work, LOL. Preparing to be canceled, LOL. Dude, listen, no one can cancel me. Like, I'm uncancelable. For the simple reason I just don't care. I'm like Dave Chappelle. Once they realize you just don't care, you can't be canceled. Okay, what else we got here? Just bought a Remarkable Paper Pro Move. I thought this was interesting. Thought I'd share my find. Paid $375 for a used Move. Apparently, the guy bought it for his job, but they don't allow devices like this at his job, so he sold it. I jumped on it as soon as I seen it because I would rather not shell out $600. But I'm happy with the price to keep it. I do have the Remarkable Paper Pro as well. Okay, dude, that was dumb. For note taking, Supernote Manta or Remarkable 2? Ooh, Supernote Manta. Stop playing. The Manta, bro. Stop playing with him. What do we think, chat? Does anyone disagree with me on that? For note taking, the Manta over the Remarkable. Supernote Manta and push-up pin follow-up 1 year later after heavy and daily use. Ooh, damn, dude, you wrote a book though. I can't go through the whole book you wrote. All right, he wrote a book and the intro was a book, but some of this is the pin itself is also amazing. It can be seen from the pictures. The pin is pristine, no damages, discolorations or any issues whatsoever. It's comfortable, not okay. Never mind. I wanted something a little more concise. This is not going to do it. But I will say this. A year after me using the Manta and the clip pin, I've had the clip pin for 2 years now. So, the only problem I have with my clip pin is it started showing these hairline cracks. Wait. The only problem I have with the clip pin is it started showing these hairline cracks. You can't even see them. There's one right there. But they're all around the barrel right here. And it causes the tip to kind of come out. Okay, never mind. When I push it. So there we go. See, if I'm pushing the, let me get this out of the way. If I'm pushing the clicking thing and if I push it too hard, okay, now it's not popping out. That's because I put it in. Well, occasionally pushing this would cause the whole front thing to pop out. And it's because of these little cracks I have here. Can we see that? But that's the only problem I've had with this. And because of that, it's my lab pen now. But you know what? Oh, there we go. Perfect. But I do love this pen though. I do love it. It's flared out at the edge right here. Yeah, this is an awesomely designed pen. This clip isn't metal, but you get the feeling it's metal because of the metal thing right here. And it's clicky. I love it. Great pen. And after a year of having it, it still works great. I've only had those one, and I've dropped it a few times too. So I mean, it's totally its fault there. I miss my links on the Viwoods. Really hope they can figure out and update soon. Yeah, absolutely. I did the rock. Oh, thanks. Aaron, RC, you had a vid making a table of contents page. Yep. If you need just a paper replacement, then the Remarkable Paper Pro. Absolutely. I agree with that, Aaron. As far as if you need a note taker, I say Supernote. But if you just need a paper replacement, yeah, Remarkable for sure. If you don't need any tools. Yeah, for productivity, I need links. Absolutely. I need links for productivity too. But man, building a website with the Manta has been great. It's been so great. If anyone who's out there who's building a website, try using links on your eInk device and making your website that way, just to get a good grounding for how you want it to look. It's probably going to save me days of work in the actual software to build the website for sure. All right, what else we got here? Joined Boox family yesterday with my new Palma 2 Pro. What are your favorite tips and tricks that you wish you knew about it sooner? What do we got here? Real AF on the last line, but it's serious game changing to be reading literally anywhere without having to pull out the big boys. Meaning your phone? This is probably as big as your phone. What are we talking about? It'll still be collecting my favorites as physical trophies. Definitely optimize the eInkj reader. Yeah, we already talked about that. I have over 1,000 in my library now, so I hit official library status, and my husband was like, I can't believe you want a new e-reader when you have all this. As soon as someone makes a notebook style, no one's saying anything good here. A KL reader, comic books, no one's saying anything sensible here. Anybody got any really good tips about the Palma 2 Pro? I just got mine and I'm still learning how to use it. I'm going to be doing some videos, and bringing out some stuff about what I've learned about it. But if you guys have any tips and tricks and apps that you think are very useful on there, and I'm going to be using the P2P as my business phone, or my business device, as it were. So yeah, any tips you guys can give me on that would be greatly appreciated. And Note Air 5C, not fully baked. What do you mean, bro? Let's check it out. I feel like every day or every other day, there's some negative feedback, comment posts on the 5C since its release, some of which have been confirmed and corroborated by others. Ooh, do tell, chat. What do we know about the 5C? It's sitting right here. I haven't even opened it yet. I'm not going to open that thing until this weekend. And we'll talk about it Monday. Or you know what? Or should I do the Viwoods reader before the Note Air 5C? And then the week after that, the Note Air 5C. You guys let me know. You guys, matter of fact, poll time. It's poll time, everybody. One more poll before we get out of here. So next device. Viwoods eReader. To open. Oh, open, not open. All right, so next device I should open, would it be the Note Air 5C or the Viwoods eReader? All right, start poll. All right, let's see what you guys thinking out there. If you're enjoying the show, give me a like. Consider hitting the subscribe button if you want to see more, and get a badge. You join the chat group. Personally, I want Boox trash talk first. Yeah, dude. If it's as bad as people are saying in this Reddit post right here, you're gonna hear a whole bunch of trash talking. For sure. Viwoods eReader winning the poll right now. All right, so let's see what people are saying about this Note Air 5C. This dilemma about the Note Air 5C. All the negatives overriding the positives, as minimal or unremarkable they might be or seem for previous gen owners. How much of these issues are fixable via updates compared to some physical design things? Volume button. Oh yeah, the volume button is poorly. The attention to detail at eInk is not there. They need to hire someone whose only job is to pay attention to detail. I'm still on the fence, and much of what I'm reading, finding doesn't bode entirely well. Let's see up here. In my first eInk tablet, I enjoy it. I don't care about your opinion if it's your first eInk device. I would have bought a black and white version if they produced. Okay, who cares? I decided to get the 4C, and okay, who cares? Pen placement is simple. I have no words, but the problem becomes irrelevant when you use a cover and attach the pen there. No, the problem becomes irrelevant when you stop using the trash Boox pen and you just get you a third-party pen that you ain't concerned about connecting to the device anyway. That's the real level up here. Moving on. I keep my pen in my pocket. What? Dude, all right. I tried to walk around with a pen in my pocket the other day because of the Palma 2 Pro, because there's no place to put a pen with that piece of trash. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call it a piece of trash. I really do like the device now. God, why didn't they just find a place to tuck that pen? Onyx, you're the worst. The worst at hardware. The worst. All right, I'm sorry. It's just, I think about what could be if Onyx wasn't so dumb, but they are dumb. So it's like they'll never figure it out in time. God, oh man. Okay, moving on. We're going to the next thing because that whole Reddit thread is making me upset right now. Do I need to empty my vat and strain the resin after each print? Okay, This is not even eInk. This is my maker stuff. I'm making me a maker channel too. By the way, you guys, I'm gonna have like 5 different channels to talk about all the things that I'm interested in, so that you guys don't have to deal with me talking about eInk stuff if you're here for maker stuff, or maker stuff if you're here for eInk stuff, or tech stuff if you're here for eInk stuff, or eInk stuff if you're here for tech. I'm throwing rocks in there too, so it's gonna get crazy. All right, for votes, we got 6 votes. We got Viwoods eReader for the next device. Okay, I guess that'll be the one. So I'll open that and we'll talk about the Viwoods eReader on Monday, and then we'll do the Node Air 4C. Sorry to rock. Or was that Dr. Ling? Yeah, my bad. Sorry, Dr. Ling. No one wants the Boox trash talk first, except me and you. What else we got here? So now this question, last thing, and then we're gonna end the show on this. Now, do you need to empty the strain vat after each print? No, you don't. You absolutely don't. And my iPhone is dead, so I can't take you over to my 3D printer to show you. But I got 3D prints going right now. The resin that's in the vat has been there for 2 days. I wouldn't go longer than 2 days because, resin will start the cure. But hey, not every day, not after every print. You just keep it in there. If I'm making mad prints for the next couple of days, that vat's going to stay with that same resin in there for the next couple of days. So that's how you do that. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate that. Dude, just open them both, LOL. Thanks for joining me, you guys. I really appreciate it. Thanks for the chat crew. Thanks to Aaron, Alex Pitt, eInk, who else? Dr. Ling, The Rock. We had Rob here as well. Thanks for showing up. CJ, thanks for showing up. If I miss you, I'll get you guys next time on the next show. I really appreciate you for being here. Rants About Tech, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to kind of whenever. And yeah, last show for the week. See you guys Monday, where we're going to be talking about the Viwoods eReader. Don't miss it. I'll see you guys then. Take care.
you.